You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, the home of sports, gambling, entertainment, and whatever the hell else has gone on this week. So pull up a seat by the fire, crack open a cold one, and make sure to get your bets in. Welcome to the Pine Room.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 25. It's the 25 episode special. As you can see, everybody's here and excited.
Very special.
We're a bit short-staffed
Skeleton
today,
crew.
but we like Matt says, we have depth, so we're still here. We're trying to beat whatever might come out of the clouds. I think we're clear for today. But, yeah, we had a great weekend. Got some stuff to talk about.
Still recovering.
Yes, I'm sure some people who follow us on Instagram saw a bunch of stuff go up. We had the Busch Light pick of the week. We had a couple champs singing the national anthem. We had some highlights go up on the Instagram and stuff like that. So we have a little bit to recap there. Other than that, I mean, there's really not anything else we need to announce. We had Better's Last Stand, which was recorded yesterday, so you'll see that. You'll see that yesterday when you see this. This would have sorry.
Yeah,
Better's Last Stand would have come out yesterday. When you see this. There we go.
Yeah, and then we did our little. You came up with a cool idea, you and Jarrett, to live stream our high school show since we were. The studio was closed down at WKKX, so we had a little fun with that, doing it out here.
What was it, Labor Day?
Yeah, Labor Day.
Labor Day.
That's actually how they spell it up in Canada.
Yeah, and you can go watch that Instagram live if you missed it. You can go watch it on Instagram.
That was pretty cool.
That's fun. Cool. You can go see that. Had a couple people join, which we thank you for stopping by on your afternoon and
heck, it was more than a couple.
Enjoying your holiday, watching us talk high school football.
Yeah.
What better way to spend your Labor Day?
Yeah,
perfect. The Busch Light pick of the week.
Busch Light pick of the week.
Yes.
Yeah, we hit that. We nailed that.
Notre Dame plus 17.5?
Yes, the Irish getting the job done.
We had to sweat it out a little bit.
We had a dog attack during that game. We had lots of stuff going on there. Coach, how's your leg?
I still have the bandages, the original bandages. I'm healing. It's taken time, but I am healing. I may be limping for a while, but I'm
What do you want to explain what happened?
Well,
does he know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the details, but I know I got my leg going on. But at Notre Dame, Luke and Jeff weren't here, obviously, because they don't ever watch a Notre Dame game other than their house. And so then when Notre Dame scored and took a 10-7 lead, I said, I'm going to run over there real quick and see what those two idiots are doing. And,
real quick.
So I ran. I didn't get hit by a car, thank God. And I ran over and knocked on the door. And Luke, of course, is jumping up and down screaming. And so I walk in the house. And I'm yelling and screaming him, high-fiving him, hugging him, and all of a sudden, those dogs are yapping, and then all of a sudden I feel one of them on my leg. Like I said, Luke, I think your goddamn dog's biting me. And then I think the other one was on me, and I looked down, and the freaking dogs were gnawing on my calf. They were gnawing on my calf, and hell, they had to come in and beat them off. And then hell, I bled for like 10 minutes. They went through like 8 paper towels of blood. I think there was blood on their carpet, and Notre Dame game was going on. They're screaming and yelling. Jeff's holding a paper towel on my leg, and then Jubb came over. I didn't remember him coming over, and I was. Yeah, they got me pretty good. Thank God I had been drinking quite a bit.
Jubb, what were your thoughts?
I really didn't feel it.
Well, nobody knew where you went.
When you walked in and you saw
no one knew where you went, and then everybody was worried. Some people thought you went to bed. Some people thought you got eaten by a bear.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. Somebody, I think it was Ace, asked where you went, and I said, well, he either got hit by a car, he's over at the Doyles, or like he got mauled by a bear, he's in bed. And
well,
it was funny when
Nick said you rolled down the hill. Nick said you're at the bottom of the hill. So I said,
he fell out of the pisser.
Just by chance, I'm going to walk over here just in case he'd be over here. And I walked over there, and I come to the window, and Luke's jumping up and down, and I see on the couch he's sitting, and Jeff's holding a wad of bloody paper towels.
He's like a wounded soldier.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think? I got hit by a car?
I thought I'd come. You'd be laying in the street, or you'd be.
Well, no. When you saw the blood, did you think?
No. I really didn't know what happened. I mean, I didn't really ask. I assumed you just got cut on something, and then they told me that you got mauled by the dogs, and then. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and these aren't
big
dogs.
They're like that big.
They aren't big dogs. They're wiener dogs.
Thank God they weren't.
If they would have been big dogs, I would have come back with a stump.
Yeah,
I would have came back with a stump.
Luke said Cheryl, his mom, won't let won't let them out anymore when people were over there anymore because of them biting you.
Vicious.
Luke said he told her that we should just get rid of them.
Well, no, he said over there, let's just put them down.
Exterminate them.
He said, I'm tired of them. Let's put them down. But if you see Jeff and Luke, as Matt said, if I had a GoPro on and would have, first of all, if I would have had it on and looked down and you guys would have saw dogs gnawing on my calf, that would have got a lot of hits. And then if you guys would see the way Jeff and Luke, well, you guys can imagine.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I'm on the mend. I'm doing well, and
got bocce tonight.
Got bocce. I'll only be here for the first segment, but back to Saturday, we set the all-time attendance record here. You know, there's teams all over like they set the all-time attendance record for the city of Pittsburgh, for the West Virginia. We set the all-time attendance record here at the Pine Room.
Did you confirm the number?
35.
Okay.
Jubb was right.
I feel like that's no surprise.
35.
That we broke it this
and
year.
it's pretty cool because it comes and goes. Like, it goes in waves. People show up.
I think we'll break it again.
Well,
I think we're bound to break it.
And this week is a special, special week for the Pine Room. Is my niece and you guys' cousin.
There it is on cue.
Gets inducted into the Wheeling Central Hall of Fame. As a volleyball player, she continued her career at Marshall University, and she's being inducted into the Wheeling Central Hall of Fame this Saturday. So she's her and her husband are coming in from Oklahoma, and they are going to come up here, and we're going to have a big celebration. We're going to do a little interview with her and spend the afternoon with her and her son.
You guys know Jake from the show last week if you watched. Jake was on our show.
Yes.
That's Kristen's son.
Yeah.
So, great family, great people. As we said last week, we really enjoyed that. Got a lot of really good feedback on that job about Jake, and a lot of people reached out to me.
Yeah, I heard that too. Somebody told me that too.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
It seemed just like a great kid. Obviously, we know he's a great kid, but you get a lot of that from people that didn't really know him.
Yeah.
Say, wow, this kid, he's really got it together. So
we've been blessed with the guests that we've had. We haven't had any duds, any.
Well,
not up here. Not up here. Out on our travels, we came across a few.
What a guy!
But here it's been great.
Yeah, on the actual podcast, we've been blessed.
I think James Harrison would have been a better interview.
Right. Yeah. Champ was good when he was here. James Harrison.
Champ we'll have to have him up again. We should have had him up
ready.
today since we're a little short staffed.
I would have sat next to
And
Champ right here.
if you would have saw the national anthem, it was.
Oh, you can still
check
see
it out on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's there.
It was splendid.
It was beautiful. I almost teared up.
He's on key. Every note he adds a few words in there.
He does.
He adds a few of his own words, but it makes it it spices it up a little bit.
What is it with the bombs bursting in the air?
The bombs were bursting in the air.
Oh, in the air.
And he does a lot of hand gyrations with the flag waving. It's wonderful.
He gets
really
the crowd
is
involved.
He does. He really does. And
he's a true entertainer.
And that's going to be a weekly thing now. So tune in to social media.
5 till 12 every Saturday.
No matter the crowd.
Right, exactly. If you're here,
Rain or
fine. If you're
shine.
not, you'll be able to see it. So that was a great day. The food was fantastic. Johnny Chocolates.
Wonderful. Chickens are
he
out of this world.
Put 10 chickens on a spit, and they were outstanding. And the Cooleys brought us one of our favorite meals for a game, the hangover. So it was good.
Man, it was good.
Everything was good. We had a great time as usual. Uh-oh, what do we got?
That is Champ as Jubb plays his incredible performance on Saturday.
You can really get a sense for his.
It's patriotism.
I think this,
There's this part where
this might be the most downloaded anthem ever in history.
Yeah.
We might have to put this on Spotify.
I think they should start playing these at the games, like West Liberty, instead of, like Coach said, Whitney Houston.
Oh. There we go. Oh. Yeah, so if you want to go listen to that whole thing, go
the full-length version.
Yeah, go to our Instagram and you can go watch that whole thing. I put a little little flag waving over top of him. So
yeah, it was awesome weekend. Nick hit his 10-star. He was good.
Yeah,
that's got to be one of the first times he's actually hit
a really
his
good
10-star.
one too.
That was
And
like
easy.
it was a cigar smoker.
What
It was the
was
most points ever in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Yes.
in
incredible
FBS
job by
history.
him.
Yeah, but-
when he ran around the tree the second time, what was his pick?
Oh,
It
we
was
had
for
a
a hold down.
hold
What would I
hold
hold
down.
down?
Oh yeah.
So what game
so that
was
was
that?
that was
Oregon?
Yeah,
Georgia,
yeah. It was
Georgia.
just keep it under. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, that was a good one for me as well. So
Yeah,
that was-
me too. Me also.
Yeah, that was our. What was that? We're 2-0 on.
Yeah, 2-0 on the season.
Had a
Champ
huge-
got a big one for the
Champ, yeah.
Steeler game.
Huge had a
preseason.
9-9.
Yeah, 9-9
final on a board
hit, and
Yes.
Nick got us one with the Georgia and Oregon game. So, Job, who'd you bet this weekend? Do you have any strong? You had a couple UFCs. didn't
Yeah, I
you?
had a couple winners, and then later in the day, I kind of got kicked around a little bit. But I started off good, and then of course,
That's
things
usually how it
started
goes.
went
Like
south.
betting,
But,
yeah.
but yeah, I did okay. I mean, I just
Job, any updates on your cooking show? Where people have been asking me.
yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Come the fall when things cool down a little bit, we'll start putting things
The
together.
kitchen
for that.
heats
We're
up.
getting there. It's
Hey,
it
it's
was cool
close
this morning.
time.
We're close. We're not quite there.
I wore a sweatshirt this
I'm
morning.
at, you got some ideas for recipes?
Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. My first one.
Oh, your first one? Are you
Yeah.
going to do it here behind us in the kitchen there?
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I kind of. I
think
don't
it'd be
know.
awesome.
You got a good sous chef in Champ. We're ready to help. If you need onions in your dishes,
If I want people, to,
he's ready.
Yeah,
Cold
Part
enough
of his
for spaghetti?
fingernail.
yeah. Huh?
Is it cold enough for spaghetti yet?
No,
Ew, he hates
no, no. It's not quite. It's not quite that cold yet. But yeah, I have what I have. I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do. I'm not gonna say it, but we're gonna have a main dish, 2 sides, and then yeah.
Are you going to have an assistant in the kitchen with you, or
I don't know. I might have somebody new each week. I think.
I know Nick will have to be there.
Yeah, that-
one time.
We'll end up just getting
He's
into
going to be
a fight.
the tester.
The tester.
Cooley.
I requested this weeks
Yeah,
ago
Cooley,
to be
I
the
No,
eater.
wait,
Cooley
you
was
wanted.
the eater.
He didn't want to be the tester. He wants to be the eater.
Oh,
The eater.
hey, backing up. Speaking of spaghetti, aren't we sponsored by
Yeah,
Figueretti's
I was
today?
We kind of went off on a little tangent there, but
Yeah.
this episode 25, quarter of the way to 100. Episode 25 is sponsored by Figueretti's,
Yummy.
the Italian restaurant here in Wheeling, the Italian restaurant here in Wheeling.
The only
Yeah.
place to go to get
the
spaghetti and meatballs.
And we want to thank them. Enzio Figueretti is going to come later or earlier next week, and we're going to do a little interview with him, talk about what's going on. Soup is going to send me, and actually I'll read it here during the next segment, but we actually have a little giveaway going on just with our fans, just with other people that watch us. That includes
Our fans
Figueretti's.
are only fans.
Only our fans. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And-
There's my mom.
Hi, Aunt Patty.
It was just her birthday this past weekend.
Yeah,
Saturday
she
was
turned
her
45, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 45.
What do you call her?
The old witch. Or the,
I know it was old bat.
Nah, the old
Old
bag.
hag.
The old hag.
Sea hag.
Yeah, the
Just
sea
brutal.
I
hag.
think she had fun.
I think
Yeah.
she had a good time. I think Enzio's going to have a couple announcements about specials
But yeah,
they're going to run.
well, yeah, we have some stuff going on.
It was going to be a
high school football player of the week.
Yeah, it was get 2 entrees and you get a free appetizer or something like
appetizer.
that.
That's a great-
I'll
Mention
just-
if you mentioned the Pine Room, I believe.
Yeah, here,
So,
I'll just read it right now because Soup sent me the details here. But so they're basically, I think what's happening right now, they're doing some stuff. They're renovating some stuff in
Yes,
the building,
yes,
I think.
yes.
And they're reopening on Thursday of they're reopening on Thursday of this week. So he's going to be on the show earlier next week. So basically what we're going to do is you'll see the graphic on Instagram, and you'll basically get the deal, buy 2 entrees and get a free appetizer.
That's a good deal.
For people that
Yeah.
watch the podcast.
They got good appetizers.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's awesome.
Actually, fun fact, trivia for me, that's the very first restaurant I've ever been in my life.
That you
as a
were
baby.
in.
I was a baby.
Yeah, you were in a carrier.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't
What
remember.
Did you get
what I
spaghetti and
get to eat.
meatballs?
Yeah, what
I-
do we eat?
I don't think you ate anything in there.
I didn't have a big
Boob
plate of
milk.
spaghetti. Ew.
We had a couple
What'd you
crackers.
say?
Boob milk.
From one of the waitresses?
I don't think they have that on the menu there, do they?
One of the waitresses?
No, that's on the dessert menu.
That's a special topping.
Yeah,
Yummy.
no, but yeah, we got that giveaway going on. So look on social media for that. If you want to go, if you like Italian food, if that's your thing, go to Figueretti's. Go enjoy Figueretti's. And what? Why are you looking at me
You
like
like
that?
it? if you like Italian food, if that's your thing. Everybody likes Italian food except for you.
No, I know a couple people.
You can find some stuff
got
down
some
there.
good-
You'll like.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not
their
saying.
chicken parm
And here's the
is
thing.
That's great.
I don't dislike Italian food. I just don't like it when it's hot out. I
You
mean,
can- I think
enjoy
I asked
that.
you this before. Are you more anti to the red sauce stuff? Do you enjoy the olive oil based or the lighter sauces?
I don't know. I'm
Butter,
kind of in between because
cream sauces?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of stuffed peppers, so that's
They have those there.
Sauce, so I'll probably.
You like
I'm good with
meatballs?
those. Big,
like
their meatballs
without-
are incredible.
Yes. You can get those on a slice of Italian bread with some of them hot peppers. That's good enough
Yeah,
for me.
Hey, we should pitch
and
them.
their wedding soup.
We should pitch them the pepper sandwich.
We got to get that. We
Maybe-
got to.
They'd be the place to
maybe
do it
that
because
could
they
be-
have that on there.
Well, maybe that could be because we have generations of the burger. What if we have something at Figueretti's?
That'd be pretty
Pie
good.
We got to do experiment. We got to figure out what that garlic butter.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Nope.
So when we
From
went
the
down to the
Italian
Italian
festival?
festival,
Oh, it was unbelievable.
they had a stand. I can't remember it was a something cucina. I can't remember the.
What's
we have the
that?
card in here. Cucina means kitchen in Italian, but it was somebody's cucina, and they had a cart or a cart, and they had stuff. Well, first of all, their menu was incredible. They had this chicken parm sandwich that had I think it had what all did it have on
Oh,
it?
Jesus.
It had like a piece of bread, like a chicken parm, mozzarella sticks, all on a
God.
sandwich.
Oh,
yeah, it was
it's
incredible.
like the Big Ma's. at
Kind
Sheetz.
of, yeah. But they had one of the
Probably a
sandwiches.
little better though.
He was
Just
probably
a
A little more fresh.
he was going nuts about it, and
MTO. Yeah.
he was going nuts about this sandwich, this pepper sandwich. It was a stuffed pepper on a piece of bread with this garlic dressing kind of stuff. And
Oh, Matt, you'd love
we
it.
went down there, and she loaded us up with 2 on the piece instead of 1, and it was like I ate it in about
Well,
4
you can take
bites.
the good thing about it. One is you can take the bread and sort of wrap it. It's
yeah,
almost
because
like a hot dog.
It's not a sandwich
Keeps
with
it
2
from getting
slices.
messy.
And
Yeah.
the pepper was just enough where you could bite it and get through it.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. You didn't have to rip it.
You didn't have to pull it.
Like
yeah.
the dogs on your leg.
Yeah.
Went right through it smoothly.
Yeah, so we'll experiment with that. Maybe
sounds
maybe
good.
try that in the kitchen
'Cause
one
you're
day.
a
Might be
big
the
bread
cooking
guy,
show.
like a bread and a sauce, aren't
bread,
you?
bread.
Yeah, you
I
love
clean
doing
the plate.
that.
Clean the plate.
I told somebody
It's
that,
like a
that-
sponge.
Oh,
What's
and
your favorite
sometimes I
Salo-
tell them they don't even have to wash the plate.
What's your favorite Saloni's?
Saloni's is unbelievable.
Aren't you that guy that when you eat it clean, they ask you how was it, you say I hated it?
Yeah, right. I tell them that all the time.
That's like such a.
could hardly
that's
eat
a
it.
dad. That's a
Could hardly eat it.
Yeah.
Barely
Hey,
get it down.
Did you enjoy
That was
your
a good
food?
one, Coles.
Oh, I hated it. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
there was nothing left on the plate. Nothing. You didn't.
You always say you don't have to clean that plate. You don't have to clean that plate. But yeah, maybe we can do something with them, or I'll
the pine room pepper
the pepper parm or something
pepper
like that.
sandwich,
Pepper
pepper
sandwich.
appetizer.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Ooh.
So
That sounds really
maybe
good.
we'll have to experiment with some stuff. Pitch that to them.
We
Maybe
could
that
ask the
can be-
fans to email us a name, but
That usually goes
Yeah.
well.
Went well so far.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Should've came to.
email's not a big thing
Oh, it's
anymore.
not
That's
a
funny.
big-
I just did a paper on that today.
Well, I- when I say email, I might as well send a carrier pit. Like
Well,
say,
yeah,
Yeah,
email is
what's
like-
the alternative?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's just so weird. I had a paper today that the question was like, do you get annoyed with spam emails and calls?
Oh,
right.
It was like what's an alternative that companies can use as an email? So I looked up. It was like a text message, like video emailing, like if you send an email with a video and. I guess like social media.
We do a lot of that in like a chat forum. I'd communicate with my people that work in Europe. We do that like a run. It's a running. It'd be like a running group message
Yeah.
kind of, but it's more like modernized for like the web more so than just like a text on your phone. I guess that'd be the only other thing.
Do spam emails bother you?
They do, but you know what? They don't bother me that much. At work, I don't get a lot of them because they block them.
This is weird. I try to every time I just put my paper in water.
It's like a paperweight that won't go anywhere.
That won't go anywhere. Anyway, I try to sign up my email for everything that I possibly
My
can.
dad does that.
And
Why?
I have
Why?
in my email. I'll check it during break. I'm pretty sure I have upwards of 25,000 emails.
My dad's got you beat. He had like
I think I remember
136,000
that.
emails.
Unread.
Unread.
But like, for what?
Because
I
they're
don't
just
know.
sending you offers, 25% off a
no,
lobster gram,
but why-
flowers.com, whatever. whatever.
Yeah, like you'll because every time I log into a website, like if it's a new website that you want to shop somewhere, they'll say put your email and you get 10% off. So I just do it, and then they send me a bunch of emails.
Did you ever create an email with that alias, that guy, the picture that you have, Paul? What's his name?
Paul Ice.
Paul Ice. You should have created an email with him.
Unbelievable.
And signed up for that.
I got a funny story about.
You still have that picture?
Yeah, I got it in my wallet.
For those of you who don't know, Jubb has this picture. When did you get this picture? You were really young when you showed us this picture. You found it somewhere.
I got that picture probably when I was about 10 or 11 years old at an OVAC wrestling match. I found it underneath one of the tables because we used to go to the wrestling matches, and when you would announce, Jarrett and I would sit underneath the tables and play like on our...
Was it down West Banco?
Yeah, or something like that. We would play underneath the tables and just sit there and eat or whatever. And I found that picture of Paul Ice, and on the back it said East Liverpool 495 on the back, number 495. And
amazing. It's like you should get that tattooed on you.
I just took it, and every now and then you would put it in my lunch.
A lot.
I would open up my lunch, and he would be laying there sitting looking at me. And it's funny that you bring him up because a couple weeks ago I was actually at the Alpha with Ace.
Huh.
And Ace, and for some reason I've never thought to Google him. I've never thought to Google Paul Ice. Turns out, I was going to reveal this sometime when everybody was here, but I'll just do it now. Turns out, number one, Paul Ice is still alive.
I hope.
He's got a Facebook.
Oh.
His son went to West Liberty.
Yes, and I actually I met him. I didn't meet him, but I knew who he was.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was going to see if he would come on the podcast. But, so I figured out who he was, and now I've had a picture of him in my wallet for like 12 years.
I think you might have been a coach at
He
East
was.
Liverpool.
He was.
Like a wrestling coach.
His tie, the picture, I wish I had it with my wallet with me, but his tie went all the way down past the frame of the picture.
This might have to go on the front of it when you put the...
on the podcast.
When you put the podcast.
We may have to blur his face out. Paul didn't give you permission to
Maybe
use
you
his
should
likeness.
like it. Maybe we can get a blow it up and put it on the front of the desk.
NIL deal for Paul Ice.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be weird, though, if I ever meet him and how am I going to explain that?
That would be weird. Well, I'll tell you what would be. It would be weirder though if he had a picture of you in his wallet at your age. So anyway, I think it's a little bit better that you were a young kid. You looked up to him as an inspiration. He was a successful coach. So I think not that weird.
What was that thing you said about your wallet? You'd rather lost your debit card or anything.
I always say
rather than lose a picture of Paul Ice.
I always say with my wallet, when I lose my wallet, I don't get worried about somebody stealing because I keep my social security.
Your debit
in my
card was in
wallet.
pieces. They wouldn't have known what to do with it.
Yeah, I always say I always get more afraid of losing Paul Ice than I do.
That's really weird.
I'm surprised you haven't taken that down and got it. I don't even think they do that anymore, where they scan the photos and make double prints for you.
That's really weird.
You need to laminate it.
It's getting rough. The lamination is getting real worn out on it.
We might have to. You know what you should do is laminate him again. Put him through the laminating machine.
Have we ever talked about your wallet? How bad you are with your wallet? Have we ever talked about that?
Amazing. That's what makes it more amazing that Paul's still around.
It is
amazing. It is amazing.
You used to. I don't know.
Some of those wallet stories you guys told me.
You used to lose your wallet when we lived up at West Lib together.
I mean,
he would lose his wallet so regularly that he wouldn't look for it.
Yeah, we would look for it.
We would look for it.
Yeah, he didn't even care.
He would say for 20 minutes. He's just sitting on.
Well, I think what beats that over everything is when I lost my phone, where that ended up.
That was unbelievable.
Which one?
My most previous phone.
Where was that, in the yard?
Oh, in the yard.
And then
snow.
So I lost my phone, and it was gone for like 4 days. And I was like, I just gave up, and I thought I just must have lost it somewhere. Yeah, I figured I must have just put it somewhere, and it might have been, and it wasn't to my fault. It wasn't. I didn't put it here, but I walk out. Or somebody,
I think it was in his
you.
shoe.
It was you that walked out.
No, yeah, I was going over to Pauline's.
And it was snowing out. It was the middle of winter, and it had snowed. And laying in the middle of Pauline's yard.
I was walking over. And
I mean, that still had battery life.
I couldn't believe it.
That's
perfect.
I couldn't believe it.
It was like 5 inches of snow on the ground.
It was unbelievable, and it was laying there. I couldn't believe it. And for me, just to walk in that particular area and see it.
So what happened was I went out. It was in my pocket, and I was with Evie, and I probably dropped it, and then I just didn't think about it.
Didn't care one bit.
Amazing stuff, John.
What was it? Didn't somebody steal something, and it was like in North Carolina of yours?
Oh, they stole my tile.
Oh,
Yeah.
the tile,
The
yeah.
tile, the little tracker thing on your phone or on in your wallet, and
I remember that. Yeah.
They stole it, and I tracked it like a couple weeks later, and it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. I knew I could see the exact house it was in, which is nuts.
It's like a shark tag.
Yeah. Have you know those air tags? You ever see those?
Yeah.
Those are nuts. Those are like they're like they're tracking devices that you can put on your devices. So like you could put
human
it,
traffickers
yeah,
to
so you
track their cargo.
You could put it in.
Sadly,
you could put it in your wallet. You could put it in like if you had a laptop bag or something, just so like if you lost it, you could track it. But what happens are people will take, and like this is something like my mom would see on Facebook and tell me about the air tags. But she would, or they slip these, like if you're out, say in a big city, somebody will slip an air tag into your jacket and they'll track you.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
They put them in people too in your human traffic cargo.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Sick.
But anyway,
checking my pockets.
I think Coach got a game to go to.
I got to go play bocce.
All right. Well, I guarantee that's what he'll do.
We play the best team.
It's what happened.
Number one team tonight.
This is what happened tonight. He'll come home.
Is he gonna get pizza?
He'll come home and get
hungry.
some food. He'll come in and I'll go. How'd you do tonight? 100%. He will go
1-1.
I'm hoping we split tonight.
We split.
I'm hoping we get a split tonight.
Coach,
well, you got a good team.
It's very inspiring that you're playing to an injury tonight.
I know.
Yeah,
this is bad.
Chris better be ready too.
Yeah, if I start bleeding, guys, it could.
Well,
go
good luck
sideways.
tonight, Coach.
Yep.
All right.
See you next week.
All right.
Better's last stand.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right. Okay, boys.
All right, welcome back. We had a good talk there. Coach is going to go roll some bocce.
Coach is off the bocce.
Yeah, he's probably
Jared's got a backache.
Yeah.
How's your back, Jarrett? What'd you do?
Not good.
Do you know what he did?
Honestly, I can't even really name one thing that I did. I think it was last week. I lifted back, so my back was kind of tight, and then I think I picked up a ladder or something. I think that's what it was. I picked up a ladder, and I felt a little tweak, but I didn't really think anything of it. But then over the weekend at the Pine Room, I think because I was sitting so much, I was miserable. I absolutely was miserable.
Well, you know what that's a sign of, buddy. You're getting old.
I know.
You're a retired athlete now.
Does it hurt when you bend over?
Yes.
Then don't bend over.
Well, it also hurts when I sit.
Don't sit.
Don't sit.
That's why I'm standing up. I'm not.
So if you're wondering why,
why I'm standing up, I was told not to. Shout out to Coach Giovango because he took a look at me and he said, "Avoid sitting like it's the plague."
Good advice.
What about laying down? Just like
Boy,
helps.
do I love to sit. I love to sit.
Job, you don't have any injuries, right? Dad got attacked by a dog. Brother got a backache. Mom's still good. She's holding up.
I got a mosquito bite, but other than that, I think a bunch of us
Get some
have
Cutter over there by Barry Bonds.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Cutter sponsors us because we're outside.
Yeah.
House of the Dragon we wanted to talk about. Big couple of episodes came out these past 2 weeks. I didn't realize it was a double.
We're 3 now, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was a double debut on 2 weeks ago. But
no, it wasn't.
It's just
it wasn't. You were just a week off.
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking about.
You just watched
you know what I'm
too.
tking about?
Lord of the
I'm thinking
Rings.
about.
Oh, the Lord of the Rings.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Did you
about
watch
Rings
that
of
one?
Power. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think it's got a solid. It's got a solid start.
What's that on?
Did you guys?
Amazon.
Did you guys see that? I think it's the most expensive TV show in the world. Like $750 million.
Which one?
The Lord of the Rings
Lord of the
show.
Rings
Like
one.
$750 million
That
budget.
can't be right.
No,
Almost
I'm
$1 billion?
Yeah, I'm almost certain.
I think you might be thinking of Game of Thrones.
No,
Well,
I think
Amazon has been trying to top Game of Thrones. They had that show Wheel of Time that they spent a ton on. And I think Jarrett's right. This is a really high, expensive
like
show. They've been
incredible.
dying to find their
Here's-
Game of Thrones. I don't know if this is going to be it.
I do have
it's good though.
I
Good
do have
luck
a little
beating
bit of
Game of
a grief with the Lord of the Rings. I think it's because I think we've been spoiled by Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because how great it is, and like the costume design, the set design.
The CGI is awesome.
CGI is great. I think Lord of the Rings. I feel like, and I might just be nitpicking here. I don't know if you.
No,
picked
I
up
think
on
you're
this.
right.
I think the costume design looks really cheap.
Yeah, no, I agreed too. But I was thinking about what it looked like in the actual movies, and it kind of, I guess, keeps up with it. But you're right. Game of Thrones set such a high standard for all the stuff that they did. Their choreography, the people that did the things with the animals. I mean, just such well done things. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not up to that par, that level.
Story seems like it's going to be good.
Yeah. The girl character seems strong.
Yeah,
So
a Lady Galadriel.
Yeah.
Real quick, speaking of like CGI, did you guys happen to see the CGI in the She-Hulk?
Oh, awful.
It's really,
it looked
really
like GTA.
pathetic.
I did not
it's
see it.
really bad.
No.
Like
she's twerking
like
and shit.
it wasn't. Well, yeah, that's
Who's the
one thing
She-Hulk
in itself.
girl? What's her name?
I
think I heard
don't
this.
know
It's a
her
girl I
name.
know, maybe.
I think she's fairly. I think she's a fairly.
Yeah, I
decent
can't
actress,
remember
but yeah, geez,
No good,
I got
though,
a
huh?
bone
Like,
to pick with that too.
Like I just really have no interest in that show. When I saw the CGI and then it's like it just turned me off.
Why'd
even
they
more.
have to do a She-Hulk anyway?
Well,
Is there really a
I
She-Hulk?
really have no idea.
I think that is.
It's so criminal how they've done Hulk. I mean, they took that character and just absolutely.
Well, yeah, look, real quick, and then we'll go back to House of the Dragon. I think it's absolute bullshit that Bruce Banner, and maybe they'll explain it in the show somehow, but that Bruce Banner had to take like a decade to learn how to control his Hulk powers, and she took literally 10 minutes.
Yeah, absurd.
I haven't watched the show. Is that true?
Yes.
Wow.
It's the most
That's pretty
infuriating. It's the most infuriating. You can even see it in the trailer.
Is that trying to say that women have better self-control than men?
I guess.
Yeah,
so.
maybe.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
probably
Yeah, I guess
right.
that's kind of fair. Yeah. But anyway,
That would be the only reason I was. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, House of the Dragon. Thoughts?
Well, let's go real quick. Who's your favorite character, Job?
Ooh, I'll be honest with you. I kind of 180'd here. I hated Damon. I hated him at the beginning, but I think
He's done an awesome job.
he kind of flipped when he did the run against the crab eater.
Yeah.
The crab feeder.
So about
That
him
was
fighting that
badass.
crab feeder, does he have grayscale?
Who?
The crab feeder.
It looked
It
like
looks-
it. It
'cause
looked
Damon-
Like it was peeled off, Grace.
When Damon cuts him in half, he's dragging him by the hand. So if you touch them,
wow.
so now I've seen theories that
Can
Damon.
Targaryens get that? I don't know. Maybe they're
Prob- there's
immune.
probably
They probably
some-
can.
Probably
Yeah.
something.
But I've seen theories that
Who-
might be how Damon.
Who's your favorite
dies.
character?
The oh shoot, what's the
Sea King.
Sea King.
Or
But
is
I
it
like
Sea
his
King?
son that was flying on the dragon.
Sea
I think he's
Smoke.
Gonna,
I think
he's gonna be a badass.
Yeah. How about you, Matt?
I honestly I don't know who my favorite one is yet. I really haven't gotten sync with who my favorite is. I like the show. I think it was off to a really good start. Got a lot of good back stuff from the other show. Getting you set for the prequels. I like that they got the Lannisters in there.
Yeah.
Finally, I figured that was coming. So
I got my
Casterly
favorite
Rock.
character. That hot princess.
Renee?
I don't know.
Rhaenyra?
I have no idea. She's got the blonde hair.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Renee.
yeah.
So Cole is one of my
Kristen
favorites.
Cole, yeah.
He's
I
awesome.
all the characters that are in there now have a big role to play, in the history of the whole
Which
show.
is nuts.
But one of the things I didn't know was they're doing a sequel. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, they're doing a
they
Jon
already
Snow.
are. I do know they're doing a Jon
Oh,
Snow.
yeah,
Yeah,
I knew
which
about
I was really excited about. I just hope they don't
ruin it.
ruin it. But these guys that have done this show so far, I think the writing has been
Very
good.
good.
Characters good. The arranged marriage stuff, the weed, that stuff's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
But like people are getting mad about that. Like so. For those people who aren't aware, like that stuff legitimately happened in our world, where there's arranged marriages with guys who are older than they're getting paired up with 15-year-olds to keep these bloodlines going. So it's not as sick as you think it is. Like people were criticizing those writers on there. Remember when the little girl was walking with him in the second episode,
Yeah.
and she's like, "I'll be ready to bury your children at 14" or whatever. And it's like, people don't take stuff so literally. It's a fantasy world. Those things don't go on today. Actually, they do if you really research it in some barbaric countries over in the Middle East and so forth. But that stuff happened a lot. People get paired up. Just
And
lay
I mean,
off.
if people were mad at that show, they're going to be real mad about what they find out about what has really happened in the world of
Yes.
I mean, you think about
Damn right about
I
that.
think that even in England, I think the royal family they were ancestral for ancestral.
Well, and then
for
just
years.
pairing these kids up at 5, and actually on our, not to skip ahead in This Week in History, I think I had one on here of one of these two. Yeah, in England in September the 10th. I left the year off. Darn, right when I was going to reference it. Dang it! I read over those and I didn't catch that one. But anyway, the King Edward VI. He was 10 years old, and he was set to wed and marry Queen of Scots, who was 5.
Oh my
so
gosh!
Is Valeria gonna marry Aegon?
I believe that's going to happen.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, it's.
You called.
Yeah, well, you could just see that, and I knew that Alicent girl was going to get with the king. You could just.
I hate her.
I think she's pretty cute.
I don't. I don't think. I don't disagree with that. I just don't like her.
Yeah.
I think Viserys is pretty cool. He's a pretty cool character. I like him.
Is that the king?
Yeah.
King
Viserys.
I think he's a dweeb.
Yeah, I'm mixed on him. I think he's a little bit of a pushover.
Yeah.
I like the guy, but I feel like he could have a bad fate ahead of him.
Definitely the nicest king I've ever seen in like a Viking type show. I mean, my God.
And like the most mad that he got was at his own brother.
Yeah, Damon, who's a badass.
Jarrett, what were your initial thoughts of the show? You've never even watched GOT, the original
I've watched
one.
absolutely nothing, and I went over to Cooley and Say's house the other night, and I watched the end of that episode, and I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great.
So you might be hooked on this stuff now.
I might be hooked on it. That
does
Damon,
it with every show, Matt.
That Damon guy was badass.
You said he's late to the party.
He's
late to the party.
He watches it 4 years later.
Follower.
I need to watch that.
Well, then he'll do this. He won't watch it, and then when it's like you said, 4 years later, he'll watch it and go, "This is the best show I've ever watched."
Awesome. This is incredible.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No,
anyway,
not the best show ever.
Anyway,
but they're good.
if you haven't watched House of the Dragon, go watch it. It's worth the watch. Honestly, I would say you don't even have to watch Game of Thrones.
No, you don't.
Because if I did it again,
be better off doing it like this.
Yeah, do it the other way around.
Jarrett might be the smartest of us all.
Yeah, see, I'd planned this whole thing.
He knew all along.
I knew they were making the prequel.
Honestly, there's some spoilers in Game of Thrones for the House of the Dragon. So
yeah. No, I think it's off to a solid start. Always try to keep your expectations down when you get these shows because you never know how they're going to turn out. But a good first 3 weeks, I think, and I'm excited to watch the rest of them. The Lord of the Rings one, too, I watched on Friday, the double feature you were talking about. Thought it was off to a good start, too. Just took me back to I haven't not watched those movies in so long.
It's been a while.
This kind of works in the same way there because I'm looking forward. I'll probably end up watching the movies again after the show.
So it's the show before.
Show is like 1,000 years before.
Okay, so they copied Game of Thrones. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but it's a good show, good plot.
Yeah, good story.
I'm a big fan of the dwarves. I love the dwarves.
You've always been a big
dwarf
dwarf
guy. Yeah.
I like in the movie when he starts headbutting them all.
King Dane Ironfoot. But anyway, go watch those 2 shows. Worth the watch, even if you haven't watched anything else of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both prequels.
And email the show. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
To get us a little interaction here. If there's a show out there that you think we would like that we haven't talked about on here. I know Jarrett put up our question one time when we had that about the Netflix.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of feedback from that.
Get a lot.
But if you got anything on other platforms, give us a shot. I'm always looking for something new to watch.
Yeah, we're going to get back into the questions. We took a few weeks off.
I want to bring something up real quick. Our buddy Earl, who watches the show, he texted us out of the clear blue. It was 3:05.
I forgot to reply to him to that.
3:05 yesterday. He texted us. I can't remember.
This is Pine Room Day, wasn't it?
No, this is yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday?
3:05. Yesterday at 3:05, he texts us a picture of the Anaconda cast.
Oh yeah,
and
you mentioned this yesterday.
Yeah,
when we were
he
doing Better's Last
says,
Stand.
reminder that Anaconda 1997 has a more loaded cast than any Marvel movie ever released.
Hey, now let me see. Do you have the cast there?
Yes.
So I'm going to just talk about a few of the ones that I can remember. My man John Voight.
Who I hate.
Oh, really?
I think he's a gross-looking dude.
Oh, man. What about Runaway Train?
He's too
incredible.
He's creepy. At least in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big John Voight guy. I think J-Lo's in that.
Yeah.
And another guy I really like a lot, Ice Cube.
Yeah, Ice Cube.
And then after that, I get a little hazy, but that's a pretty strong start.
All right, so you got the only other really, there's 2 more that are kind of recognizable. Owen Wilson.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't that big at that point. That's why I kind of forgot about him.
Danny Trejo.
Yep. Yep. He's in a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Jonathan Hyde. He played. Jonathan Hyde. He played. You know who he played? And I might be wrong on this. I think he played the older Loki in Loki. The one.
Yeah, picture of him.
I think he. I might be wrong on that.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of what he played in. He looks familiar. Carrie Werner. No, I know who he played. He played somebody in Star Wars. I think.
Wait, who?
Jonathan Hyde. I could be wrong on that. I'm almost certain
That's
he played.
That's a really good question.
He
looks familiar.
But see if you recognize Eric Stoltz, Vincent Castellano, Carrie Werner,
Don't know.
I mean, there's only 4 people.
No, I thought you got 4 strong ones, Earl. But after that, but then again, I don't know about all the Marvels. A lot of times they're character heavy on top, and then the rest of them are just fill-ins.
Well, and then you got to think about some of those characters. Some of those actors kind of were.
Well, real quick, I mean, Endgame is definitely more loaded than now.
Well, that's because it had all the all-stars of all the main movies.
Endgame's incredible.
Do you think
what a movie?
Do you think?
Yeah, so that kind of defeats his argument right there.
Yeah, fuck
sadly.
Danny Trejo.
That guy was in Titanic.
Danny Trejo's in everything.
You see what I was saying? Leonardo DiCaprio breaks up with every girl before
incredible.
The 26,
Jeez.
and they said the reason he got out, didn't get on that table that was floating is because he was 26.
You know, that guy. What a life. That's all I can say. Great movies, great catalog of women. He's well,
I think
good guy.
yeah, I mean, he did it right. What do you think, Job?
I don't know. People say I look like Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio.
definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, but no, I think what was her name in Titanic?
Rose?
Yeah,
Was her name
Rose.
Rose?
That bitch.
Kate Winslet. Yeah.
That bitch didn't let him up on that door. Let him drown.
That's a
He
table.
froze to death.
She had all the room in the world. She was just a
She wanted to get rid of him.
greedy
Just
bastard.
selfish.
What if it would have sunk?
Well, then it sinks. Then she rolls him off.
That's what they do in Mingo when it
Here's-
rains.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
rains.
Here, we'll go into sports here in a second, but I wanted to bring this up. A couple, because this is kind of, we kind of have a little conspiracy desk here. We have some to talk about. So we're talking about the Titanic. Have you guys ever heard of the Mary Celeste? Mm-hmm. So basically,
I feel like I've heard it.
Mary Celeste was an old shipping. It was like an old shipping freighter. I think it was a brigantine back in it's maybe the 1800s, early 1800s.
1800s, yeah.
And it sailed out. It had a couple. I think one captain, a couple crew. It wasn't a huge crew of men. So they go out onto the water. They go out on their voyage, and then another ship, who the captain of the Mary Celeste was friends with, goes out, and they find the Mary Celeste half. I think they call it keeling in the water, and it was kind of half over. They said they went onto the ship. None of the crew were on board. There was none of the crew on board. All of the stuff was left exactly how it was, as if they left in a hurry. And there was a rope. I can't remember what the name of the rope was called, but it was a rope that tied the rope that tied the ship to the dock was thrown over the back, and the one lifeboat that was on the ship was gone. And that rope at the end of the rope, it was frayed, and it was dragging in the water. So they either went off the boat and then it snapped, or something happened. But anyway. They never found the crew. They never found the captain. They never found any signs of a struggle. They never found any signs of an explosion. They were carrying, I think, ethanol, pure ethanol, where I think one of the barrels was empty.
Because that was a merchant ship. Right?
Yeah, it was a merchant freighter, and but they never found the crew, and they never knew what happened, and they just brought the ship back into shore. So what my question is. What do you guys think happened?
I was just gonna say, normally I could make some kind of guess. I have no idea what
sea serpent,
Davy Jones.
There's several theories. Maybe they all got scurvy and they lost their minds and they all.
How long were they out there for?
I mean,
they could have been abducted. They could have been taken by pirates. They could have been eaten.
That was gonna be my guess. Is maybe pirates or.
Yeah,
but the likelihood of the pirate is when Jubb said no signs of struggle.
Yeah,
that makes it kind of unless they came on hard times and they thought they were getting rescued by somebody and then they ended up eating them.
Maybe they.
But there's situations like that, Jubb. There's some tribes down in South America I know during Inca times that just vanished out of nowhere. They actually. All the people in their graveyard and stuff were gone, dug up and gone, and no one knows where any of them are, and they just disappeared.
So this says the British brig de Gracia was about
when was it?
400 miles east of the coast, east of the Azores. I don't know what that is. It's probably a chain of islands or something. On December 5th, 1872.
Okay.
When the crew spotted a ship adrift the choppy seas, Captain David Morehouse was taken aback to discover the unguided vessel was the Mary Celeste, which had left New York City 8 days before him and should have already arrived in Genoa, Italy.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay.
Morehouse sent a boarding party to the ship. Below decks, the ship's charts had been tossed about, the crewmen's belongings were still in their quarters, and the ship's only lifeboat was missing. And the 2 of its pumps had been disassembled. 3.5 feet of water was sloshing the ship's bottom, though the cargo of about 1,701 barrels
off the coast of Newfoundland
of industrial alcohol was largely intact. There was a 6-month supply of food and water, but not a soul to consume it.
Maybe they got high.
That's insane. I mean,
They
I just
lost
don't
their
understand.
minds.
Like,
They breathe in ethanol.
what would be the purpose of
maybe
just
they'll
sailing
get
out
real
there
high.
and then saying, all right, fuck,
And they just
like,
jumped into the
Some
water.
people say it was for insurance purposes. They were trying to burn. They were gonna claim the boat and for insurance.
So do you think these people actually existed, or is this a manifest that just said they existed?
That's a thing. Like maybe they just put the boat out in the. Then there was a thought that I think there was one barrel that was empty, so they thought that maybe there was an ethanol leak and they abandoned ship maybe during a storm or something,
Right.
and then the rope snapped. Jarrett seemed
Fantastic
very
discussion.
uninterested.
I have no. I literally. Well, my back is fucking killing me. But this makes me bring up the question: if a ship has all its boards replaced, is it still the same ship?
That's the ship of Theseus. That's the both of the ship of. I think the question is if the ship has all of its boards replaced by new boards,
Is it still
the same ship? But if the ship is all the boards on the ship are renewed to brand new boards, is that still the ship of Theseus?
isn't that the same question?
Kind of, yeah. That the question's brought up in
Don't
the.
they always keep like one piece from the old thing to
I
put in
think
there?
so.
I feel like
think
that's
so.
what they do.
But I
Yeah.
think that basically
It's a good question,
I
though.
think the end of the thing is that it's still the ship of Theseus because it's not about.
I would
like-
say it's still the same ship.
It's still the same
Is
shit.
it still got to get christened like a bottle of champagne broke over the front of it?
We should have done that this weekend.
Well, we did it when Jeff spilled his beer onto this set.
Oh,
right
the
here,
shot,
so-
the shot.
Yeah, shot, yeah.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
shot
so
of
this-
that was
good
actually.
luck.
It's funny the first time we had
25
that.
or
that
19 weeks ago. Did we use 6 down there or 5?
Yeah, six, right?
yeah, yeah.
Or no, it was 6 the first one here.
6
might
was
have been the
first
first one here, so
Yeah,
5.
we
we did
had-
that test show too that never aired.
Oh, yeah, that was that. That's funny.
We didn't know anything when we were doing.
You know,
it.
after that first test show, that was the
Still
first.
don't, I guess.
It was the first time that we ever did anything in the studio, and after that first test show, I remember coming out of there and I was like, maybe this thing is not going to work.
It'll never
Really?
work. Is that what
Because-
you-
Was it that bad?
It was really rough. It was like really, we talked over each other a lot, and there was like just like the conversation was just kind of like,
like meaningless?
yeah, it was just
well, we
kind
had
of.
to share mics. That didn't
Yeah,
help.
and there was kind of like breaks where like guys were shifting the mics around. I remember listening to it and I was like, "This is not good." and even I think Jeff said the same thing. But then we went down there and we tweaked some stuff and brought our own mics. And here we are, 25
here
weeks
we
later.
are.
Yeah, we got to. I brought up to my dad, Coach, yesterday. I said, "I know you were here."
Yeah.
I said we should look
About
into
building our own
build our own
studio.
studio. I mean, think of it. If you take that shed, say you take that shed, which you can't see on camera, or even on if you're listening, you can't see it. But we have a shed with all our stuff in it. I said if we soundproof that thing, put a desk in there, I think we could do it. But we need a little bigger one. But
Well, if we win the show of hands here in a few
Yeah,
weeks, maybe
hey.
we can
Yeah.
put that money
Get
to
some
good
materials.
But then how would you hear Evie buck?
exactly, that's it. Exactly.
Or the birds chirping, or the
Soundproof.
bugs.
Or the
What,
horn,
what
the
do the bugs?
firehouse?
What do bugs do? Croak.
Chirp.
That's a
Chirp.
chirp, I guess.
Birds chirping, bugs chirping,
I don't know what a
Cricketing.
trilling,
whistle. No.
whistle.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Lightning bugs don't do anything.
sports wise.
Well,
What-
sports-wise, not much to unpack other than what we talk about on Better's Last Stand and the high school show, WKKX 2 to 3 Mondays. We did
Yeah.
the one yesterday live on Instagram, which was really cool to fill in during the holiday week. PRP picks this past week, we were 14 and 15, but we did have some nice price winners. I think we actually would have came out a few bucks ahead if you made all the bets and per your unit plays. I think you should be a little bit ahead. We got a good UFC card this week amongst
I can't wait
the
for that.
football that's on tap. UFC 279. I'm sure you guys will be giving some picks towards the end of the week
Yeah.
for that. So
What's the main card?
It's
Diaz against
Cosmo. Is that how you say it?
Cosmot.
I'm gonna tell you what, Diaz
That's
might die.
That's Spencer's boy, Cosmot.
He's a dog. I
Didn't he
love
get beat
him.
last time?
No, he beat Burns. Remember that fight was incredible.
I can't
Burns,
remember.
number 2 Burns.
Was that at your house?
Yeah, we were watching at my
that.
apartment. Man, that was a war.
Yeah, I can't remember that, but I've
And
heard,
it's in Las Vegas, so it'll be late night, Joe.
that's
so
good.
you'll be
That's
happy.
good. Those early fights is just not.
Yeah,
they don't have the same.
And I get why they're trying to grow the sport in Europe, and that's good. But
Yeah.
it's definitely not the same thing when it's on night time. Yeah, Chalmanoff and Diaz, is the main one, and then Li Jing Lang, Jing Lang, and Tony Ferguson.
I don't want to count Diaz out,
like
man,
the
but he's
second
in
one.
big trouble.
Okay.
Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez, those are main cards.
My girl
fights,
last week, this past week, Jessica Andrade, she dropped their fight dropped out, so that ruined my night.
Johnny Walker fights this week.
Johnny,
Not the Scotch man,
Yeah,
but my dad's
your dad
guy.
be happy
He'd
with that.
His favorite fighter,
Yeah.
Irene Aldana. She's on the card as well.
Irene. What do they say? What do they call a girl with one leg shorter than the other? Eileen.
I've never heard that.
All right.
Yeah,
so
but
sports,
sports-wise, I mean, people stay tuned for our PRP picks on the weekend. Check out our Bettor's Last Stand if you haven't done that yet. We talk tons of sports. We don't want to waste people's time hearing about the same stuff again. Jarrett, I got my Orioles shirt on tonight. They're fading pretty quickly. Any thoughts right now on MLB?
I don't know if they're fading.
Yeah.
They're still sticking around. I think, what are they, 2.5 back at the wild card right now?
That doubleheader sweep yesterday was
that hurt, but I really like that dude they just called up.
Yeah,
Gunnar Henderson.
they got a really good team in the
kid can
future.
play.
They got to add some pitching and some guys kind of like the Pirates did when that one year when they were good. Get a couple veterans like AJ Burnett, Liriano, those types.
They're
of guys,
a fun team. I really like watching them. I love that shortstop Mateo. I love that dude.
Very good player.
I absolutely love that guy.
Buccos Mets tonight. That's
Mets.
huge.
That's it. And then they got a double.
Cooley's Rays are showing some life too.
We're fighting, man. They don't quit.
Yeah.
We need Franco
And then
back.
Nick's Yankees finally came across a team they never lose to, the Twins. They never lose to the Twins.
Yankees were falling, man.
That helped them.
I'd
but
love somehow they didn't make playoffs.
Other than that, job nothing. We don't want to bore
Jarrett,
anybody.
our fourth great grandfather's name is Mateo. Fun fact. There you go. Boom.
Jorge Mateo, was it?
Do you watch? No, his first name was Mateo. Okay. Anyway,
Well,
did you watch? You got yesterday when you guys doing Bettor's Last Stand. That was that Perfect Game series going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I watched that, and I think I told you this. There was a kid who had this puffy hair, and he had his hat sitting on top of his hair, like it was just like sitting on top of his head. It wasn't down like on his head. And he was pitching every single pitch. It fell off. Every single pitch. He was throwing balls off the backstop. He was hit. I think he got out of the inning, but every single pitch, his hat would fall off on the ground.
I'm sure that's just what scouts want to see.
Yeah. God, but
I can't believe those showcases. Some of the amount of money some people paid. Well, that was a selection one, so that one was a little different.
Parents will pay anything. For their
some
kids
of
to get a
those are
sniff
incredible.
Of Division I baseball in the pros. So.
Yeah.
NASCAR was all right this past week. Some fiery crashes, and Eric Jones won. And we got AFL playoffs, Chubb. Our last couple weeks of Aussie rule. I had a good week there last week with those. So a couple of good games.
Plays?
Brisbane Lions. Yeah, Essendon Bombers. Matt Lloyd, he's out. They're out. He's actually retired now. But good matchups this week. I think the Melbourne Demons take on Brisbane Lions. That should be a hell of a game. So
the U.S. Open's been pretty exciting.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Few good matches
although it's
there.
a little bit, it sucks that that Djokovic isn't allowed to play because of vaccine crap. But anyway, they won't let him. They won't let him into the States to play.
Lovely.
So.
Lovely.
Hey,
what do you think about some of these guys up here on the desk? WWE sells record 90K WrestleMania tickets on the first day.
That's unbelievable that wrestling's
That
still that
baffles
big.
me.
Like, just I don't know how they've done it. Like
that's
that.
a record of all time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But
then you think, the tickets probably cost like 6 times what they used to cost.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to count a little bit of inflation.
But that's still impressive that the McMahon family has been able to sustain for that long. I mean, that's been big since your dad was young. Like and I was a baby. So. Good times there.
Here, speaking of NFL, we talked about it yesterday. Poe, the Ravens mascot,
injured.
Out for the year.
Yeah, Poe got hurt pretty bad.
What happened to him?
Yeah, did he tear his Achilles?
Yeah, or maybe it was his ACL.
ACL, I think.
Yeah.
What did he do?
I think they were
throwing
playing
hot dogs.
He was playing with Pee-wee like little kid football during halftime,
like a mascot.
And I don't know if he was running for a pass or something and he stepped wrong or what, but they carted him off. So hopefully that's not a sign.
Did he keep his mask on?
Yes, he did. I swear to God, you look at the picture up. When they put him in there, they put that immobilizer on his leg, and he was still in his costume, and he didn't even speak. I don't think because you're not allowed to do that.
It's like a big deal if the mascot's like, hat falls off, isn't it? Like,
did you see that?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, he's banned from the mascot.
Did you guys see that video of that BYU mascot? He did a flip and his hat flew off.
He's gone. He's thrown out.
It's like a luchador.
He's out of the union. He can't be in anymore.
It's like when a luchador loses math.
I wonder if they told Soup that when he was top of the bear.
Probably. Soup, yeah.
Soup didn't
He'd be the guy to ask. Soup was good.
He was good, but I don't think
he was also that guy down at the Naylor games too, wasn't he? Wasn't he like a dog or something down there?
What was that dog's name?
Yeah, it was not West Banco dog.
No, it was a Naylor dog.
Maybe it was Watchdog. No, I don't think he was.
No, Watchdog's
didn't
a
watch
bulldog.
us on the Watchdog. I don't think Soup was that. But Jarrett, do you remember? You may have been too young for this, but the Indians mascot Slider, when they were Indians. He smashed into the wall and broke his leg one time during a game too. He was like, I think he was. I don't remember if they were pulling him like almost like making like him water skiing in the park with like a golf cart and then he just went flying into the thing, and smashed and broke
Slider,
his leg.
what was he? Was he?
He was like a purple. He looked like a Philly fanatic type thing.
Yeah,
you know what I do.
He was like a weird.
Slider.
Yeah, I have no idea because even in those days you couldn't have a Native American mascot. That would be just too savage.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think what's the best mascot in the MLB?
Well, the Philly Fanatic is the most famous. San Diego Chicken is also probably the second most famous.
How about
San Diego?
He's been around for years.
Yeah, San Diego Chicken, and then the Rockies got the dinosaurs. They got like a
What's his
Triceratops.
Name? What's his name?
Shit.
Who?
What is it? The Rockies.
I don't think it's a
have
Rocky.
a Triceratops.
It's not a rock.
No, it might be. No.
He's just a big rock.
A big
No,
mountain.
he is a Triceratops. Dinger. There you go.
Dinger.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Pirate Parrot's pretty cool.
Now, I do think Pirate Parrot. He looks like a dumbass, but he's pretty good. Yeah, I like when he shakes his belly and stuff.
Pirate Parrot's good.
Actually, pretty funny. But
Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic
he's probably
and the Chicken have been around the longest.
He's probably the most iconic, for sure.
Oh, they're saying when Dinger was announced, he hatched out of an egg.
Yeah, it was on the field.
Yeah.
I think it might have been in center field.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Listen, I know this might not be. I'm not going to say it or anything, but there was a situation last year with Dinger that somebody behind the bench was. Do you remember this, Jarrett? Someone behind home plate kept yelling to Dinger. And he kept yelling, Dinger, Dinger, and they thought he was saying something.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like ready to kill this guy. It's like, thank God they didn't. I thought they were going to beat the guy to death, and he really wasn't doing anything wrong. But
I guess if you heard that,
you got to watch it.
Like if you heard that in a crowd and you just heard, I guess you could see that.
Got to be careful, but you don't shoot first and ask questions later all the time. Can get you into trouble.
What do you think of Mr. Met? You like Mr. Met?
I like Mr. Met.
Mrs. Met too. There used to be big baseballs.
There used to be a thing. Yeah, he's awesome, and Mrs. Met.
What is a Met?
Metropolitan, like from the metropolitan, like the city.
District,
yeah. So there was an ESPN commercial.
With Big Papi?
Well, that one, but that was a really good one. But there, really old one where it was like Mr. Met found Mrs. Met in the copy room with Billy the Marlin, and he was all pissed. Oh, it was great. Those Sports Center commercials.
They were at the copier talking about that, weren't they? Like it was like he was all
and he like opened the room, and there he was. She was in there with Billy the Marlin. Yeah. So that was like when the Marlins first came into in MLB. Those ESPN commercials, fantastic stuff. The only thing I like about that network.
Did you see recently? I think it was the Bulls mascot. What's the Bulls mascot? He's like a Red Bull. He's a Red Bull. Billy the Bull, maybe, or something like that. Or anyway, Benny the Bull. There was he was sitting with the Babel cow, the Babel,
the cheese,
the cheese cow. He was sitting with the cow, and the kiss cam showed him, and they kissed, and then the camera panned over, and there was like Benny's, or what his name, Benny
the Bull.
Benny's like wife comes walking in, and she throws her popcorn on the ground and runs out.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey,
there's a lot of that stuff.
Speaking of the Bulls, you see Michael Jordan's son is dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Gosh, yeah. Yeah,
really, see her?
Really bad
situation.
Larsa
Pippen
or something.
Oh, wow.
But,
Ooh, she held it together all right for her age. My goodness gracious.
Family of goats.
I don't know, but look her up. She's something to see. Spectacular.
Yeah, not a good situation
she's like
there.
40 something.
She's not
How old's Michael Jordan's son?
And those
he's like grown.
MJ couldn't stand Pippen anyway, and they've had bad blood. Those mascots, some funny stuff with the way they do those arranged marriages with mascots. Mrs. Utz married Mr. Bo in Baltimore. Said she said yes. They had billboards all over the city. So yeah, cool stuff. And Larsa Pippen's not quite as hot as Mrs. Met.
Yeah, Mrs. Met's.
You got a good jawline.
Yeah, they play that.
She got a perfectly round skull. That's crazy.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with our three little fun activities.
Yes.
I don't know. All right, welcome back. As per usual, we are going to hit our three, what do we call them? Three...
Events?
No, that's not good. 3 segments?
Segment.
Three...
Activities.
Areas of discussion. I don't know.
Okay.
Man, we'll figure something out.
3 topics.
None of us are great
really
orators.
Good at that.
We're really... Names are really good with us. We're really good with names. Thank God. Huh?
They're really good with us. We're really good
Well,
with
thank God we already had this whole thing named before we made it.
It made it easy.
Oh, my
God, we'd still be struggling. We'd have no identity.
What did we ever say any other names? Did we ever consider any other names?
I don't think so.
we got like the Pine Room Party.
As far as the cast goes.
Yeah.
But it was always Pine Room Center.
Yeah, Pine Room.
The PRP.
I want to start using the PRP.
Yeah, PRP's great.
Because I think that's easier to say. What are you doing? We're just recording the PRP today.
Someday people will know it.
I had a text for somebody over the weekend. She said, "I'm loving all the PRP content."
Oh,
so
good.
Good.
Shout out.
Gaining a little traction.
Well, we got the new shirt. Well, not new shirt. It's been there for a little while.
Caitlin.
So there's a new shirt in the store. We got the. Hopefully, we haven't had any new orders, but hopefully we got the issue figured out where you're not getting double orders
I think
anymore.
we did get some new orders, didn't we?
Get on there and test it out.
But I think we did. But I got him. I'm going to make sure tonight.
Scotty said he was ordering some stuff. The new commander.
So let's hope that we're not getting charged double because that really took a beating there in our financials.
Took a hit out of Champ's paycheck.
Charged double for it?
We were we paid
half of it.
The way it works is we have to pay for the materials. So like say a shirt costs us $10 to produce, but we charge
mark
it up to whatever, we make money. But if we're selling only one but we're paying for 2, we're not making we're losing money on orders.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, fix that.
He got it fixed.
Yeah, it's all good now.
Anyway,
we're good.
Chris
the treasurer's on the case as well.
Yeah, he's on
checking out the bank accounts.
But
hopefully he doesn't go corrupt.
No. Chris is up every night wondering where each penny went. He's down to the fucking penny. That's the way he is, balancing his checkbook. He won't go out. Cooley, one night he wouldn't come out, and he was so mad he couldn't balance his checkbook. It was off like 34 cents. Like, where's Chris? He's pissed he couldn't balance his
What could you buy with 34? I
don't know. He just didn't figure. He couldn't figure out where it went. Thank God for online banking. I haven't balanced a checkbook since I was 17.
Chris will ask the most wild questions in the most nonchalant way.
Like
he does.
Yeah.
A pic's good photos.
That's
he'll mean it in like the most serious way.
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah, we miss him. Get back here, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Man,
come
Chris.
on. All right. Well, we talked about the Mary Celeste, which is kind of a history thing. So let's get right into this week in history. September 5th to September 11th.
I get the week off.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, not quite, because if you go down to the where's the Leningrad at? Because that could be one for you.
Well, you got September 7th, 1940, German bombings of London began.
Well, that too. So that was Hitler. That was Hitler. And then in September 8th, 1941, Siege of Leningrad begins. 872 days of battle resulting over in 1 million deaths of civilians and military. So your boy tried to invade Russia, and the Russians held. But it was at a great expense.
My boy.
Yes, your boy.
But anyway, the Russians, go Russia in that
go
sense.
Russia.
Yeah, they did well to defend Leningrad, and
good job.
they did not let Hitler into the further east into almost Asia at that point.
If he got Russia, we might be able to live in a different world.
Sure could be. That would have been a lot of territory.
One of my favorite structures of human creation, the Hoover Dam begins operation. 1936, that's September 7th.
Can you ever imagine? You ever look at some of those things? What would happen if that thing burst?
Oh, it'd just be destruction for miles.
That would be something. Hopefully that never happens. I always thought that they say that security detail there is incredibly on top of things because that could be a terrorist.
Oh yeah, they blow that up. It'd be the end of.
And
millions of people.
Yeah, and it'd be so quick. Like,
I mean, you couldn't.
Fierce
you could
waters.
get away.
In water, you just can't fight.
Just call all the beavers there. They'd fix it up.
That's funny. I saw a tweet one day. It was like it said, "Does like a beaver just see water and be like, stop?
Yeah,
stop,
I got
stop.
I got.
Was
stop
Sandy
this.
on SpongeBob? Was she a beaver?
She was a squirrel.
Oh, squirrel. Okay.
She liked.
Damn.
Yeah, she built her.
What was her name? Sandy what?
Sandy Cheeks.
Oh God.
Beavers are cool.
The innuendos in that show now.
Oh,
No
my
wonder
gosh.
adults loved it so much.
So good.
Beavers
Great.
are scary. You ever see a beaver?
Yeah.
No.
They're fierce.
How big do you think a beaver is?
Pretty big.
Beavers can do some damage.
Beavers are
Like 30 pounds. Like Yogi, but with a fat tail.
kind of that kind of
big fucking
They're like
big front teeth.
Yeah.
There's like one. There's a picture of one. I
Shiny
remember.
claws.
Yeah, there's
Big,
a picture.
fat, meaty claws.
Big meaty claws. There's a picture of one. A hunter killed a beaver. I don't know why why would you hunt a beaver of all things?
For the skins,
beaver
the pelts.
meat. Oh,
Yeah.
Beaver meat.
That was. I mean, think about in the old times. You guys see the Revenant? That
Oh,
movie?
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean those pelts, the animal pelts.
I'll
which
never
were
forget,
so much. That's what they use for clothing, like heat. So those beaver things, they could make shoes out of them, and because the bigger animals you're using for the jackets and all that stuff, they get all out on the frontier. Can you imagine that having to do that?
I always wanted a big fur cloak like that, like a Jon Snow, like a big cloak like
Would
that.
you want like the fox heads? Like
I'd want.
Dude, that one I don't like that.
Me out.
You don't like that?
Sansa had that on her in one of that. I didn't like that. That's
I want a big like a bear
Like a
skin
mink.
cloak.
That's like when I ate that fish with its head on it. I almost threw up.
Oh yeah, it's a
I
little.
don't
it
know
takes
if
some
that's
getting used to.
exactly the same thing.
What about a bearskin rug? You got one of those in your room, John?
That would fit perfect.
Fox,
Yeah, it would.
fox skin.
bearskin rug? I think I remember somebody told me they were talking about the Revenant. I think I can't remember who it was exactly, but they said that it made them cold for like after they watched that movie, they were cold for like a day.
I thought that's what happened to your dad on Saturday, the bear attack. It was actually
no,
Jeff's
really
dog.
He got drug into the
bleeding.
woods.
Yeah, jeez.
So,
That movie's the most brutal movie I've ever watched.
Pretty
in my
brutal.
life.
Pretty brutal. Good.
Matt, can you explain to me how on September 10th, 1945, Mike, the headless chicken, is decapitated in Colorado,
Oh yeah.
but survives 18 months?
Yeah.
So when they cut his head off, they didn't kill him. Like they didn't get his main artery
Yeah,
or whatever. He was just like a hole, and they could feed him. Like he was still
I swear.
Yeah,
there's a
Jubb
picture
knew.
of
I
him.
knew Jubb would know
There's
about
a
him.
picture of him.
Feed what?
The
There's
dude.
no head.
They like
no,
put little,
They had like a pipette, like
Yeah.
a little thing that, like when you
almost like a medicine dropper.
Yeah,
they could
like
feed him with.
they were
Or like do a fucking
no,
needle or something?
no.
Like,
So basically, what
he
happened
doesn't have
was
a mouth.
what happened was that the farmer cut his head off, but he didn't hit the part of the brain that the chicken has that keeps it up and alive.
So like part of his head was still on?
So it was like the back, like his, like if
like
you
the-
took
It's like his
if
cranium.
his back
if you cut my
cerebral
head,
cortex.
if you cut my head like this, like cut it diagonal, so like all of my head was gone, but like a big head, like a big neck was sticking
Still
out.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the way I pictured it was like a straw.
Like his
a
neck and
straw.
his
Yeah.
brain
You know what I mean?
stem were
No,
still going
like,
in.
no.
Like it was just his throat.
It
and
was-
then the head.
Yeah, Mike moved at the last second
Yeah.
when the guy was machete. Said cut him wrong, but yeah, then the poor guy ended up choking. What a way to go! He survived the decapitation. I mean,
Choke.
jeez. You ever hear the expression "the chicken with his head cut off"?
Hey.
Mike had a good few months
Mike,
after
what a
that.
fighter.
so.
Like
Mike the Headless Chicken.
Yeah.
Look him up.
cool guy, cool guy.
He was a great man. Jubb, I thought you were going to say your favorite structure ever was the thing that was erected September 8th, 1504, Michelangelo's statue of David.
Oh no!
But unveiled in Florence, but you went with Hoover Dam
Yeah,
instead.
David.
Seeing you're an artist, I figure you would. But then again, naked
hung like a
man
horse.
statues.
Is that what that
Why
is?
did they always do that back
I
then?
don't
They
know.
put the
I
little
guess
leaf
they.
on it?
Yeah, well, some of them not.
No, David didn't have a leaf.
He just
No,
He was out,
twig and
just
berries. That was
hanging
it.
free.
Yeah, that was
Balls
all.
out.
Hanging
I wonder
free.
why that is interesting.
I don't know. I think a lot of people just. I think like they're obsessed with like the human form and all its
Weirdos.
Yeah, but no, it's weird that like stuff like that is so. Like, do you think when he made David, do you think he thought that would be one of the most iconic
No.
structures in the world.
No, because I think you would be the person to ask this. When you do things like that or creative things, you're just doing it. You have no idea. You're doing it because that's what's in your mind or what has inspired you to do.
Hey,
I don't think you ever have any idea. Yeah.
It's kind of like the podcast.
Right, and you really don't know how it's going to turn out.
There was
But amazing.
Yeah,
stuff.
there was an author. I can't remember her name. What's the movie or the book she wrote? Oh, it's a really popular book, and I think they made it into a movie now. But she wrote it in like the early 1800s, and she said, in 20 years from now, nobody's going to listen. Nobody's going to watch this or listen to it because or read this because all the references are going to be so far out of date.
Right.
In 20 years, and then 240 years go by. There's a hummingbird. 240 years go by, and people will like. It's like one of the most famous. But I can't remember what it is. What did you find?
I wanted to bring this up to see. I didn't know anything about this. This is one historical thing I knew nothing about. September 5th, 1698, Peter the Great of Russia imposes a tax on beards.
What?
Beards?
So he'd be paying a little tax there for that, there,
tax.
buddy.
Man.
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out why he did it. Does anybody know? Do you guys
I
know?
have no idea.
Maybe
I couldn't even-
He imposed the tax on beards.
He probably owns the Yankees.
For nobility and merchants, the tax could be as high as 100 rubles.
Cooley says he owns the Yankees.
Yeah, that's a good point, Coles.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny
that's a
Damon
good
had to
point.
shave when he went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter the Great was the Steinbrenner family.
Yeah, he's Steinbrenner.
That's good, Coles. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
I don't know. Wonder what that would be. Wonder why they would do that.
Maybe he just like
let's
clean
see.
shaven.
Maybe he was
Yeah, it
just...
said Peter the Great decreed all his subjects be clean shaven.
He
Previously, beards are previously a symbol of religious devotion, so maybe it was an anti-religion status.
Interesting.
He probably couldn't grow a beard.
Yeah,
He's
That's probably what he brought.
Yeah.
It was. He had a mangy beard and he got
Yeah.
pissed
He's all
off. And,
patchy
yeah,
and shit.
He was jealous.
Didn't work.
didn't work out for Peter.
If I can't have it, you're gonna pay for yours.
Have you guys ever been to a Piggly Wiggly supermarket?
I can't say
what?
I
Because
have.
on September
Piggly
6th,
Wiggly.
1916, the first supermarket opened. It was a Piggly Wiggly in Memphis, Tennessee.
What even is it?
I actually have seen a couple Piggly Wigglies in the South, but I don't think I've ever been in one.
What do they
before.
sell?
There's a grocery store.
Pigs.
It's like
Oh,
a Pigs Good Fighters.
fighters.
the fighters.
Fighting pigs.
It's an underground fighting ring of pigs.
Yeah.
And Piggly
It's like
Wiggly.
Bucky's kind of.
Chris is the ringmaster.
September 7th, 1996, Tupac shot in Vegas.
Yeah.
Died
right.
6 days later. I hated that. I remember
So they say.
it was like, yeah, no, hopefully he's living somewhere down in
He's
the
in, like, Hawaii or something.
in the island somewhere. But I remember that when it happened. It got shot. It was like a fight in Vegas that night, and I remember West Liberty football was playing the next day. And I remember going before me and my dad went to the game. We went to Bob Evans to eat and breakfast, and I remember reading about Tupac getting shot because at those times you didn't have social media.
yeah.
So I didn't know about it till the morning, and somehow it made it into the paper, the wonderful Wheeling paper. Actually, you know what? It might have been. It might not have been. It might have been a Wall Street Journal.
I
or
think we
something,
found
but-
our new.
There you go,
our,
Piggly Wiggly.
Our new set piece, Piggly Wiggly. Here's what the website says: Take it from Mr. Pig. When it comes to value and freshness, you can't beat Piggly Wiggly. With over 530 stores in 17 states, Piggly Wiggly has been bringing home the bacon for millions of American families for over 100 years.
Wow. Piggly Wiggly.
Shout out to
Jeez.
pigs.
One of the best-known, beloved brands in America. I didn't even know they existed.
We need to. Maybe we need to take a trip.
Piggly Wiggly, come sponsor us. Jarrett, anything on history that stuck out
Yeah,
to you?
I like September 10th, 1984. Jeopardy premieres with Alex Trebek.
Yes.
Man, what a
great
show! What a show! You like Jeopardy? I really
love that show. I watched it a lot.
Really like that show.
Yeah, I used some of my historical knowledge to get some of those right every once in a while.
I get so excited when I get one. I feel like
I
a
know.
genius.
I like playing against people.
We
It's
should
fun.
do it. We should do a Pine Room Jeopardy, like
I'll
a
tell
Pine
you what,
Room.
That'd be
that
awesome.
would be incredible with Champ. That would be
yeah.
Oh my
absolutely phenomenal if you got Champ in like a couple like James's kids and like some other
Yeah.
people
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh.
That would be awesome because they would be
Incredible.
smarter than he was and it'd be great.
That's
Is he
like
smarter than a
that.
fifth grader?
yes.
That'd be like that SNL Jeopardy with
God.
Burt Reynolds
Yeah.
and all them.
Oh man,
but
Will
anyway,
Ferrell. Yeah.
yeah.
That was cousin D-Lo. He loved that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
D-Lo.
Maybe
Yeah.
Pete Davidson.
Shout
will
out
come
to
on the show.
D-Lo.
Yeah,
All
and I
right.
did look up the year on the arranged marriage between Edward VI and Mary, Queen of Scots. He was 10, she was 5, and it was 1549. So,
Why not? Instead of making people like that marry, why not just be like, you know what? Let's just be on the same team.
Sounds good to me.
Like,
I don't know. They
let's
thought
just
marriage
have a
was like the
handshake.
powerful thing there is.
Hey, if we can just team up. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, times have
it'll
changed
never
a
work.
little bit. No, it will never work. Anything else historically or birthdays? How
think.
about that?
Yeah,
Anybody you like down there?
Oh, here, real quick.
We got
real quick.
Melisandre's birthday. She turned 46.
What was her name?
Carice Van Houten,
Oh,
I didn't know
the
that.
red woman.
Happy birthday, Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Wiz
Pittsburgh.
Khalifa. Oh, Nick's boy, Michael Bublé.
I like Bublé.
Man, he can sing.
He's good.
He
I
really
like him
can
a lot.
Sing. Some of his non-Christmas songs.
Oh,
are
he's very
phenomenal.
good. Very talented dude. Edward Reed, my man from
Ed
Miami,
Reed.
43
Yeah.
on September 11th. Obviously, we should mention September 11th in here. That was the last thing I had.
Yeah.
The 9/11 attacks, obviously the worst, probably one of the worst days in the history of the country. Do you guys remember anything about that?
No,
I
was young.
I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know
I don't
whether it's one
remember.
of those things where like your brain kind of makes up memories in your head, but I feel like, and I can.
You guys weren't even in
totally
school
wrong.
yet, were you?
No,
No, no.
I think we were.
We
two.
were with Aunt Kim, I think.
No,
Yeah, I think.
I think we were
I'm pretty
here.
sure.
I think, but I don't know. I feel like I was sitting in the living room, but I don't remember
Well,
anything.
Jesus, we would have been 3 years old. There's no way you have any memory of that.
It'd be very
I
faint.
don't. I have no.
I don't remember any of it, but I feel like
Well,
I remember.
Maybe next week
Yeah,
we
where
can
were-
talk about.
where were you, man?
I remember this. You got. It's one of those days you'll never forget.
Yeah.
So I'm a sophomore at West Liberty. I remember going. I went up to the sports information office where I worked. My dad's office was nearby. I saw Robin in the morning. I was getting ready to go to class, and before my 9 o'clock class was like business law with Dr. Turrentine, and I remember that first plane hit, and then I went to class, and Turrentine had it on in there, and then I also remember before I went to class, my dad was just getting to work, and he didn't know because he didn't have the TV on yet in his office, and I said, some plane just hit the World Trade Center, and he's like, oh, wow, I got to get the news on. So I saw him, I went to class, we sat in class, we watched that, the second plane hit, and then it was just like
It had to be
it
unbelievable.
was
When the
like
second one hit,
everybody
it
on
had
the
to
whole
be-
campus was just like, this is we didn't know what to think. Like, and then you're
it's the
seeing
end of the world.
the Pentagon, and just the plane that they took down there in Pennsylvania. Those people were heroes because who knows where that would have went. But no, scary day. I know every person there just remembers where you were.
I always find that so interesting. I love those stories of where people were. I just think that's so interesting.
And you didn't know what was happening. Like, looking back on it, like, I thought maybe it was a small plane because when I first saw, they didn't know if it was a big jetliner.
You think maybe a plane lost control?
Right. And then when you saw the second one go right in
Then
there
you
on live
think,
TV, you were like, oh, fuck.
shit's
Like,
going
this is
down.
really going to be scary. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, and again, this sounds terrible, but I feel like events like that, as terrible as they are, they unify the country. And I thought during that point in time, people were a little bit nicer to each other. They just felt, it kind of reminded me a little bit of COVID, not in a different degree, but just the way you kind of are coming back from tragedy. And Jarrett, I know you guys will appreciate this, especially you, but some of those stories in the videos and the games, and when President Bush went out to Yankee Stadium and threw that first pitch, it gives me chills. I watch it every September 11th. I make a point to watch it. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Middle.
He's throwing it with a bulletproof vest on, and I remember, did they have that in the Jeter thing? Did that come up in there?
Yeah,
because when Jeter said, what did he say?
Oh, he said, he said you're in Yankee Stadium.
Skip it or something.
Don't bounce it.
Don't bounce it. Yeah.
You're in Yankee Stadium.
I found that to be, and that's another thing. Like, I'm not a Yankee fan by any means at all, but man,
chills.
have you ever seen the video?
No.
Look it up.
You never
It's
seen
one
him
of the
throw out
most
that pitch?
fascinating.
I didn't see the Jeter.
Incredible. He sees Jeter in the dugout
in the
when he's getting ready to
clubhouse.
come out. Dude's wearing a bulletproof vest. The Secret Service didn't even
And
want
he
him to
said-
do it because in Bush just put it right in there.
Bush said that he wasn't nervous until Jeter said
Right,
that.
right,
He
yeah.
wasn't nervous until he said, "Don't bounce
But
it." You're in Yankee Stadium. You know who else is a hero of that? Mike Piazza.
I was going to bring that up next.
Didn't Sammy Sosa hit the home run?
Well, he ran out with a flag.
he
but
did. He did.
That Mike Piazza home run's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen
I
in
remember
my life.
talking to the Braves players. The Braves players were saying, we hate the Mets, like our arch rivals. But I remember Chipper Jones said, I was fine with the Mets winning that game that night. Like it needed to be
home
done. Those people needed it. It was that city went through hell.
Yeah.
For the country, we all went through tough time there. But the people in New York, especially in New York, New Jersey, that whole metropolitan area, and obviously in Washington D.C. But baseball, it just shows you sports can be so unifying, and that's why I hate it when people bring politics into it, because it should be the thing that unites us all. And it's all right. You don't have to like the same teams, but nights like that, special nights. I'm glad they decided to do that because, our country needed some healing. We didn't have anything. No sports for weeks. Jubb would have been happy.
Who did we just lose?
Oh, one of our guys went down. I think the Storms are rolling in here.
What do you guys think are some other, not to make this dark, but what are some other things that you know exactly where you were when they happened?
I remember the Boston Marathon bombing.
Absolutely remember that one.
Where were we?
We were getting that. Dad picked us up from school. We were at Warwood. It was, I think we were middle school, I think.
Remember that. Was he
we
listening to
got
radio?
in the truck, and he said, I don't know if we knew. I'm trying to remember if we knew or he said, like, it's a bad. We got home and turned the news on, and it was like, oh, my gosh.
I do remember that.
This is really bad.
I remember
that one.
I got one that wasn't quite as. It's not like something that happened to the world, but I remember when Kobe died.
Yeah, I know. We were playing Xbox.
That was more recent.
We were playing Xbox.
We were at practice.
Yeah.
I was playing Xbox.
No, you know what? I actually wasn't in practice. I was home because I just got my wisdom teeth out, and I wasn't in practice.
You were in the room.
We were playing Xbox.
I was catching bullpens, and someone's like, Kobe Bryant just died. I said,
I remember where I was.
Okay.
I was in the sports book.
We didn't believe it. No one believed it.
Yeah, no one believed it.
Because it was TMZ.
Well, then TMZ broke it, and then it was like, no, he's not dead. And then, that was. Do you realize that Boston bombing is almost going to be 10 years old?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think about that every Patriots Day. If you guys ever see that movie about it, it was pretty good. But I remember that one a lot.
I remember where I was when Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID.
I think we're playing Xbox.
And this is so funny. I remember exactly where I was. I left. I went up to the store at West Liberty and I got a DeCarlo's pizza. And I got back home and as soon as I walked in the door, it was on the TV and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Do you guys believe in like that year of the bombing? Do you believe that incidents like that can make teams perform above their level?
Red Sox.
Because the Red Sox, you pretty much knew they were going to win the World Series that year.
Did you see the Bruins that game? The Bruin game,
the playoff game. Everybody sung the national anthem.
After that,
another example, Matt, would be like when the Saints won the Super Bowl.
After the Katrina,
that was awesome.
Which another just a devastating. I remember the Hurricane Katrina really well. Do you guys remember that at all?
I remember a little bit of. I remember when we flooded. Didn't we? We had a flood here, right?
It came up through Wheeling.
Yes, and I was in college during that. Jeez, I was in college during a lot of bad times. But, I remember that thing coming up. Yeah, and then I ended up working there for many years. But it was so bad. I remember following that storm overnight. I stayed up like really, really late, like Jubb.
Yeah.
Didn't even sleep. I'm like, this is going to be unbelievable. And then you started to see it was going to trek up to us. Mm-hmm. It rained so hard at West Liberty. They closed. I remember my dad couldn't get home. People couldn't get off the hill.
They sent us all home early from
everywhere.
Yeah, I never forget this, and this is so weird that I remember this because my memory is dog shit. I had a baseball. It was a plastic baseball, and when you open it up, there was a poncho in it. There was a rain poncho in it. And Mom had gotten us those for whatever reason. And I remember that day they let us out of school, and I used that poncho when we came out of class.
Yeah,
and
I remember that. I don't even think we had class because
how hard that rain was.
I don't really remember too much, but I remember they took us. We weren't even in class. They put us in the library because we were getting ready. It was so bad.
Roads all around West Liberty were sliding. Trees were falling over.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It was
88. 88 was
Curry and I were able to make it over to Bubba's, and they actually had no electric. And we just went in there and drank beer and just waited it out for a couple of days. You couldn't go anywhere.
That's awesome.
What a place to be trapped.
Yeah, I know. And in those times, they didn't have what you guys had now, the store, the restaurant. We didn't have any of that stuff. We were really stuck. It was we've had snowstorms and things like that. But another one that comes to mind too, a bad one was the Oklahoma City, that bombing. I remember I was getting ready to go to school. I was pretty young during that. You guys weren't alive, but I remember that blew up on TV and it was like, oh my God. It was like C4 and just enough to level city blocks, and they just blew that building up. I do remember
talking about the Boston bombing. I don't remember much of when it started, but I remember when the police tracked the kid, and he was hiding in a
the boat.
I remember that vividly.
Yep.
We were watching that on TV.
That hunt, that was incredible stuff.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Because people didn't know where he went for days. People were scared that he was going to come through our place.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, back in the old days when Moundsville had the penitentiary, and I was very young then.
Oh, I do.
But my mom would, like, freak out when, like, there'd be escaped convicts. And my dad would just make jokes about, like, oh, yeah, we better lock the doors. They might be sleeping down in the basement. We don't even know they're there.
Speaking of that, Cooley's mom, I remember this. She told a story where she was in Florida and there was an escape. Prisoners escaped from the penitentiary or whatever, and she was at the kitchen sink, and she looked up in the window, and the dude was looking back at her through the window.
I forgot about that
stuff.
I remember when she told that. I literally got chills.
Prison escapes are pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see anything or watch anything on that Dannemora escape up in it's almost in Canada, but those two guys escaped there. Fascinating stuff.
Have you guys
check it out.
You ever watch the documentary "Don't Fuck with Cats"?
Oh yeah,
yeah, I watched it with you.
Yeah, we watched it together.
That was one of the more insane documentaries.
You seen that?
I'm not.
You gotta watch that. It's the most
that.
incredible. So basically, there's synopsis for just real quick. So this kid puts these videos online of him killing these cats. Like he would suffocate them or like.
Okay, I read the little
and
blurb about it.
And these kind of Facebook people
it's like a Facebook
just
group.
kind of started putting it together, try to find this kid so that they could,
they're like
arrest
finding
him.
signs in the back of his pictures or like
that
like
shit was
logos
crazy.
on the,
So
they
they eventually find him, and like he did way more than just
he was like cannibal stuff.
Like
and,
so he was real fucked up.
yeah,
crazy.
and like they ended without them, they would have never found him. And
Don't they say that a lot of those people that either turn out to be serial killers or just terrible human, like all mutilate animals at young ages?
Always.
That seems to be like a
Like
really
birds.
common thing. They have like no
Birds.
conscience. Like, that's. Do you guys think, real quick, not to go too much into this as we get winding down here? We got to get to Shakespeare and some other things. But do you guys think that serial killers are born, or they mutate into what they are, or they develop, whether their brain develops differently, or they're traumatized? Obviously, trauma plays some role.
I think it's probably a big combination of all that.
That.
I think.
Like, do you think that there's a chance these kids are born? Like without a soul almost? Like they could just kill, mutilate, and not feel bad?
Yep.
Like any of us would be, like even if you hit a deer, which there's way too
God.
many of them out there. If you hit a deer with your car versus hunting a deer, to me it's differently. You feel worse about it. I'm not a hunter
I can't
by
even
any
hunt.
means.
I can't.
But I never do that either. I don't have the. No, I don't want to say I don't have the stomach for it.
I
Certain things I like
don't.
to go hunt people. If anybody can find a place I could do that, I'd be very interested in that. So contact at thepinerootpodcast.com. But I always feel bad if you hit an animal. I feel bad if I hit a bug on my windshield.
I hit a deer coming out of here one time, and I just bumped it, and it ended. I think I came back, and it was laying on the road.
deer almost killed
I
me.
see bugs drowning in the pool. I saved it.
Yeah, right. You
I
feel
can't do
that because we have like we have a
Empathy.
greater good. Yes,
Yeah.
perfect empathy. Exactly. We actually feel things and actually care about human and animal life.
That's what we need.
Killers don't have
We
that.
need to have somebody that is trained in psychology to come on here and talk.
That'd be awesome.
That would be
love it.
really cool.
I'd love to interview a serial killer.
if
I'm
any-
telling you right now, I think that would be the greatest interview
Like
we
go
could
to a
ever
prison?
have. Or have him on the show.
What?
He can call in.
I hope
He's
he's in like
well,
a
how old
Don't you
straight
think that'd be
jacket.
fascinating? Yeah.
Like
As long
on a
as he
dolly?
can't kill me.
He'd be on.
Oh yeah, he'd be safe. We could view him in like Lecter. Yeah, it's just- don't you think that'd be? I don't know. I'd love
It
to
would
sit
be
down
cool
with
to just.
like Charles Manson from McMacken.
It would be
he lived
kind of-
next door to your mom.
Yeah. Chucky Manson. Yeah. It would be really hard for me to not get mad. Like it'd be hard for me
Yeah,
to
no, I
not get
understand that.
frustrated with somebody like that,
Right.
because it's like part of me thinks that, like, some people say, oh, I don't care, I'll do it, like they're tough guy, talking about it. Part of me, it's like I think they just want, I don't know, I could go on a tangent
Yeah,
about this
no,
forever,
mine would
but-
just be from a fascination standpoint of trying to figure out what made them do what they did and
like
how
what-
they developed into what they
The
were.
mentality, like how. Yeah, no, I agree. That would be interesting.
Sometimes I watch, documentaries about how I love if you don't, I can't remember the name. I think it's something criminal psychology on YouTube, and they do. He does a bunch of, it's unbelievable channel, and they do these interview or documentaries on
Like
these
profile those
police
killers?
interrogations.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's nuts how a killer can go from I didn't do it to explaining
to tell
everything
you
they
everything
did.
step by step
Everything
to what
they
they did to how long the piece of tape was they put on the girl's mouth. Yeah, have you ever seen the
It's
show?
creepy.
If you like shows like that, Mindhunter on Netflix.
I have.
Great. It's based on like real FBI profilers. Great show. So it's only 2 seasons. It's like 8 episodes.
Do you think you could be an interrogator?
Fantastic. I feel like if I was trained correctly, I think I could ask good questions. I think maybe I could relate to the people a way to get them to unlock, like you just said.
Yeah.
Where they you know how certain people will trigger them. Maybe they just don't like the way you look, the way you sound.
Yeah.
They lock up. They don't say anything. But then the right person comes, and there they are. They're telling you every single detail of the crimes they committed.
If you could use physical force, I probably could.
Well, that would be tough. I mean, it would be very tough. Certain times, like if you were fully invested in cases, I can understand how law enforcement people could lose their cool with those people who are just so callous and cold. But anyway, maybe on to something more positive.
Really, we've been
As we wrap the show
I feel
up.
like the Shakespeare quote is
on par.
Yeah, look, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Shakespeare phrase of the week. We've seen better days. Actually, we're doing all right here. We had a good Pine Room week, but with those events we were just talking about there, definitely seen better days.
Definitely.
So is my
always
back.
remember those. And Jarrett's back seen better
Yes.
days, and Coach's leg has seen better days. And hopefully better days are always ahead for all of us, no matter how good or bad we're doing right
that was
now. But
scene 7, falling on hard times. Duke Senior to Orlando.
yeah, as you like it. Yeah, you guys ever do any Shakespeare in your school? They ever?
Yeah, we did.
read some of them.
What's the one?
Romeo and Juliet. That's
we did
Shakespeare.
that.
That's the most popular.
Then we
one.
watched the DiCaprio version. That was
Right. Because you always Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Hamlet, as you like it. Where I went to middle school, we did a bunch of those.
What's the Lenny and George story called?
of Mice and
Oh,
Men.
Mice and Men, yeah.
I don't think that's Shakespeare.
No.
but nonetheless, a very
That's a good story.
novel that people love. So
It's
good literature.
another book
Don't
that was
say
bad.
Tangerine.
No, not Tangerine. I don't even
What's
remember
the one with
that.
the kids?
No, I was thinking
Lord of the Flies.
yeah,
Lord of the Flies, yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
that one struck home like it almost.
I was like,
yeah.
this is fucking
Lord of the
nuts.
Flies
Yeah.
and
That was
Piggy got hit
really
over the head with
interesting.
that boulder.
yeah,
Just
Oh, yeah, I forgot
barbaric
about
behavior. You think those kids were born like that?
No,
Or
I think it's
the
their
element of their
yeah.
surroundings in
Yeah.
that case where they were at.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the movie. What's the movie with the green light across the water?
Oh,
With DiCaprio.
Great Gatsby.
Or is DiCaprio? No, who's
Yeah,
in that?
Great
Yeah,
Gatsby.
DiCaprio.
Great
Yeah,
Gatsby.
Gatsby. I thought that was
With
a
Tobey
cool,
Maguire.
I thought that was a cool movie.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating stuff.
I think we read that in school.
good
I
stuff.
don't think I watched a single minute of it.
You didn't watch that?
In
I
class.
thought it was cool. I just
You
remember
didn't
that
watch
green
much in
light.
class.
You remember me in mythology?
He would go. We had a mythology class. He would go in without skipping a beat. He would go in, sit his books down. As soon as the light went off to watch a movie, boom, head down on the thing,
like
slept for 35
Man.
minutes.
Yeah.
I love
It's
mythology.
not for everybody, but I agree. I think it's
Anyway.
pretty.
I
Cool.
love mythology too, but just one
Not
of,
at not at
sleep.
8:30.
I like sleep
Not at
more.
8:30 in the morning.
I was just one of those students.
Yeah.
Well,
So if you work at Park, just ignore that part.
All right. Any hot pit cold mug? Anything?
I don't have anything.
Anything?
I don't know. Anybody else have anything?
Oh, I do. I did have one
think.
thing. It just bothered me. I was mentioning to you, Jarrett, about the tennis, about how they didn't even let Djokovic play in the U.S. Open. So it did bother me a little bit because last night I was watching Daniel Collins play Arina Sabalenka from Belarus. So they always put the player's country or their flag down by their name. Well, unfortunately, they decided that since Sabalenka played for Belarus, that ESPN was just going to decide to not put her country.
Wait, I noticed that they did that with Medvedev.
Yeah,
'Cause Medvedev's
because they're
from Russia,
anti-Russian,
right?
Belarus because of the
I
Ukrainian
noticed
thing. Poor job by them. You can't help where these people are from. It's not their fault.
It's still their country.
And a lot of time they live they're living in our state, in our country. And I don't know. I think it just shows a
Yeah,
a
I
bad
noticed
precedent.
that with
I don't think
Medvedev.
you can just choose that. That's not their fault. They have nothing to do with that war.
Well, it's like if we did something, or like say our president chose to go to war,
who would want to be?
and like if
held accountable.
Spotify said,
Right.
"Hey, you're not allowed on here anymore because you're
you
from
can't be in Europe or Canada or anywhere else because Biden or Trump or whoever did something that they didn't like."
We're really for the war. We really have a big
poor
role
taste.
to play.
Those people are dedicating their lives to playing a sport they love, and so it's already bad enough they won't let Novak come and play because he's not vaccinated. But then, they're censoring Medvedev and then the Belarusian athletes.
I saw
Poor
that.
job by ESPN, but then again, I say that about just about every day.
Oh, that's ESPN.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, that's all I got.
All right, I got something that I just looked up here. A tomato spill makes a major California highway a marinara mess. A truck hit in the center divider on I-80 between San Francisco and Sacramento, California, Monday morning, slathering several lanes and quickly crushed tomatoes and forcing morning commuters to play catch-up.
You'd have hated that.
You'd have
With
been
like pasta sauce and you do like ketchup, right?
I love ketchup.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I'm a
You
big
like ketchup?
guy.
I'm not a huge ketchup guy.
I don't even know what that was.
Only on like potato-y products though. I don't love it on everything.
Yeah.
Is that a
like
hot-
some people eat it on eggs and on tons of
I would
things.
say that's a
Cold mug?
I don't know.
Unless, I guess
Yeah,
it depends on who
Hey,
you are.
here's a question that we had. I think Nick brought this up. God love Nick and his 10-star about the Sloppy Joe debate.
Oh, Jesus. All right, that's my hot pit. Sloppy
There you
Joe, my biggest... What did I say? I said it's not...
You said it's a necessity.
Oh, no, yeah, I said it's not my favorite, but
Right.
it's necessary. Yeah, it's just
It's right where it needs to be, right?
Yeah, it's right.
In the
Right
words of Nick, it's right where it needs to be. It's not going to be... You're not going to see it on a 5-star restaurant menu.
But
You're
it
not gonna
soaks,
see
it soaks
there.
up the booze when you're out drinking and having
It's a
fun.
5-biter. It's nice and hot. It's
For
easy
you,
to
3.
make.
Yeah, jeez.
Maybe
It's a quick eat. Not and they say it's sloppy. It ain't sloppy.
Oh,
It's only sloppy if you're
It's only sloppy if you slop it on. If you put more than the bun
Right.
can handle, that's on you.
You got to know the limitations of your bread.
The only
Yes.
time I get a sloppy Joe is at the
That's a
cafeteria.
great quote.
When the lunch ladies are just
The great
having the big
Quote
spoons.
of the day.
Lunch
the
lady.
great quote of the day is you always got to know the limitations of your bread.
Your buns.
You know, like
you're
that.
fine.
Tim Paddock would have absolutely
Yeah.
loved it.
Limited-
R.I.P. Timmy.
Yeah,
Rest in
Timmy.
peace, Tim.
He would have loved this show. Jesus.
gosh.
Speak
I
of
would've loved
a
to hear
guest
him
to
on
have on here.
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh, he's
goodness.
probably laughing his ass off
Oh
up there
my
right
goodness.
now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I thought about him the other day. Me and my dad got done getting the Pine Room ready on Friday, and I said, man, I would have called Tim right now and said, that was a grinder day. Because he always would call me and he would say, hey, just had a grinder.
Grinder day.
I had one conversation with him, and I'll always remember. He goes, "Hey," I'm like, "What's up, Tim? My name's Tyler, or whatever." He's like, "I know your brother Chris." He's like, "You know my brother Chris?" I go, yeah, but Chris is a dick. And I was laughing.
I
so
remember
hard.
that
That
story.
sounds about right.
All right.
story.
Well, I guess that's about it for this episode, 25 episode special. As you can tell, really loaded desk today.
Jeez.
But we always come through. We got depth, as Matt says.
Right.
Always.
We do it for the fans.
Hope we were able to step our games up to
Yeah.
fill in for the rest of our friends. So.
But look forward to some stuff coming up this week. We got an interview with Enzio Figueretti coming up earlier next week. Probably will be a little one-off, little special for the YouTubes and the Spotifys and all that. We just recorded Better's Last Stand yesterday, as well as the Instagram Live. You can go and check that out on Instagram still. That's up. It's on our Instagram. We had the pick of the week, all that kind of stuff coming up next week. So look forward to that. So basically what our plan was we were going to gather some highlights from this week. Unfortunately, nothing really. We had a great time. Don't get me wrong. The day was incredible. Nothing, and there wasn't anything spectacular that was worthy of putting in a compilation. But that was only day one, and we have a lot of time to cover. And there's going to be some. I'm going to guess that next week is going to be pretty. Or this upcoming week.
They say greatness strikes when you least expect it.
Exactly.
So, there you go.
So
Hey, show of hands, too.
Yes,
Yes.
well, that's what I was going to get to. So we have this show. This will come out Thursday. Well, today, as you see this, obviously, I see that on YouTube, Spotify, all the places you can find our podcast, all that stuff. Make sure you go to the shop. That's thepineroomshop.com, thepineroomshop.com. Get your stuff.
THE.
Yes. If you have any suggestions on what you want in the shop, send us or just DM us. Send us something. Try to get.
I know people want those Say sweat towels. I think we got a few emails about those.
We'll see if we can find somebody that'll embroider for us.
Our bucket hats still out of stock?
Check them. I might be able
The
to
supply
fix
chain
Yeah.
issues.
that. Yeah, there's a big
Food shortage. in bucket hat
hat
shorts.
Someone write a letter to the president.
Man.
But we, check the shop out. Show of Hands, that is coming up here very shortly.
September 28th.
September 28th.
Wednesday night.
Please come to that. We need
you.
It would mean yes,
we need you.
Uncle
like that
Sam.
was old Uncle Sam. Yeah.
It would mean a lot to us if you came down there. It basically depends on your vote. I mean, there are going to be people there that obviously don't know who we are, but I mean, if you know us and you're supportive of the podcast, come down. That's the third floor of the Artisan Center in Wheeling, so above River City, 2 floors above River City, so you can go down there, watch our presentation. I got to put that together. Jesus.
They're coming tomorrow to film.
Yeah, they're filming our set, our workplace tomorrow.
Our workplace.
So,
Coming to the office.
Yeah, we're gonna check that out. And then other than that, I think we have the tailgate show for Wheeling Park coming up soon.
And we're back at the Watchdog Monday.
Back at the Watchdog, back in the groove. We had a holiday weekend this weekend, so we weren't in the old studio. But yeah, we got that going on. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think anything else to fill in. Soon, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I think things are banging off of the shed over there. Hopefully,
snapping.
Yeah, hopefully the next couple of weeks. He just knocked himself out. Hopefully the next couple of weeks we got a loaded desk and we got everybody back into full action. And then I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to report. Good day today. The rain staved off. We had a little bit of a trickle.
Yeah,
Thank you to Luke DePlaga for being on Better Side Stand.
Luke's parlay was USC -9.5 and the Texas Longhorns +20.5 for the Generations parlay this week. And Joe will have the graphic up with our PRP picks on Friday.
Yes. So check out social media. Keep following us. We appreciate all the support. And we will see you here next time in the Pine Room.
Goodbye.
Later.
Bye. Love you.